welcome back to my channel. This is Anani. If you are new here, welcome. I am very happy to have you. Please consider subscribing. I would love for you to join our community. If you are returning, welcome back. I am happy to see you once more. Thank you so much for tuning back in again. I do appreciate it. In today's video, we are going to talk about a topic. It is actually a question that I get asked quite often, so I did decide to make a video on it. And I think it's a valid question. I think it's a question that warrants explanation. So I am going to answer it today on this video. So yes, as you guys have read on the title, this video will be about why I chose to move to Jamaica as opposed to Ghana when I have actually bought land in Ghana as well. So yes, first and foremost though, before I begin the video, I must say, huge disclaimer, this is not a video in any way, shape, or form bashing Ghana. I love Ghana, I love the culture of Ghana, I love the people of Ghana, the whole thing. So it's not a video bashing Ghana. I think Ghana has its pros and cons, but I think it has its pros and cons like every place. It's just right now, where I am in life right now, I am looking for something a little bit different. And like I said, we'll explain it in this video. But that's not to say that I won't ever live in Ghana. Like I said, I think Ghana will actually probably be the place that I retire to, you know, like once I've done everything I needed to do and things of that nature. I foresee myself home in the motherland, living out whatever rest of my years I have left. I also plan on visiting Ghana multiple times. I plan on vacationing in Ghana multiple times. So this is not to say that Ghana is just off the table, you know? So yes, and also too, people don't know, my boyfriend is actually Ghanaian as well. So like I said, I even have connections to Ghana and things of that nature. So yes, but with all that being said, let's get into reason number one. So the first reason why I chose to move to Jamaica as opposed to Ghana is simply because of the proximity to my family. So Ghana obviously is not like a rock's throw away from the United States. It takes a little bit more effort to get there than it would if I was going to Jamaica. So obviously in Ghana, you know, you do need visas and things of that nature. In Jamaica, like I say, for US citizens, you actually can travel up to 3 months there without a visa, and then you can of course get the extension and things of that nature. So with that being said, if my parents or my family ever wanted to visit me, it's literally like a 3-hour plane ride, they're there, you know, and it's not, it doesn't take as many hurdles to jump through to get there, if that makes sense. So my mom, if she wants to visit, help me garden, plane ride, she's there. My dad, if he wants to come fix something for me, get on a plane, he's there. Same with my siblings and my extended family, things of that nature. So the first reason number one, is because of the proximity to my family. It is a bit closer. Reason number two, as mentioned in my previous video, I like the environment of Jamaica. I absolutely love the environment of Jamaica. I fell in love with the environment of Jamaica. Like I say, I was born in Houston, but I am an island girl at heart, period. So the vibrations of the island are something that definitely resonate with me personally. So yes, I do prefer the atmosphere and the environment of Jamaica a little bit more as well. Although I do know Ghana has beaches and things like that too. It's just like I say, it's not an island. You know what I'm saying? I personally prefer the island life. You know. So yes, number three. The third reason that I am going to move to Jamaica as opposed to Ghana. So I'm going to say this, but let me preface this by saying this as well. Any country that you go to, there are hagglers. That's just what it is. Any country that you visit, there are people that may or may not ask you for money. That's just what it is. So I don't want to specifically hone in that this is an inherent Ghanaian trait. So let me just say that. Also too, any country you go to, if you're a foreigner, you do run the risk of getting price spikes. So again, I don't necessarily want to put that strictly on Team Ghana, you know, like I do want to provide a bit of a balance. So with me prefacing what I'm about to say, yes, in Ghana, and I don't know if you guys have heard as well from talking to, you know, other expats or, you know, watching other videos or talking to people that you know there personally. But yes, in Ghana, it is not abnormal. It is not abnormal. Matter of fact, it is actually considered kind of the norm for Americans to get price spiked. And more so in particular, American black people, or black people that are like maybe British blacks or, you know, whatever black, but I know specifically American blacks to get price spiked. Now, like I say, I don't agree with it whatsoever. Like I say, I am kind of the word Pan-Africanist kind of, it doesn't really encompass my full belief, but I believe that us as the melanated, like, we should be looking out for each other. We should be taking care of one another, and we should not be looking at each other like we are different. We should be looking at each other like we're the same person. So for me, it doesn't sit well in my spirit that we are targeted in that way. We are looked at differently. We don't get the same prices and things like that because of the perception of a foreigner. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, for me and my ideals, that just doesn't sit well with me. Now, like I say, that happens everywhere, you know, and that doesn't say that, you know, in Jamaica it doesn't happen. But what I will say, it doesn't happen with the intensity and with the frequency in which it does in Ghana. And like I say, where I am in life right now, and just in general with kind of like my values and things of that nature, it doesn't sit well with me, because I do believe that we are one. Like I say, whether you are a continent-born black, whether you are an African American black, whether you are a British black, a black from France, you know, it shouldn't be where we are looking at each other like competition, or we are looking at each other like, oh, let's get them, you know, let's stick them for their money, or, you know, like, I think that's not very fair. But like I say, I do know times are very hard there. You know, like I say, my boyfriend is Ghanaian, so I do know that times are very hard there. I have heard that times are hard there. I have, you know, read articles and things like that regarding, you know, the inflation and everything. So I do see why sometimes people would try to make a living in that way, or get extra, but, you know, like I say, like, that's just not something that I personally, you know, agree with. But yes, so that would be another reason, the price spikes and the kind of overall, I don't even know if the word is bias, but the overall looking at, you know, outsiders a little bit differently, you know what I'm saying, than they look at each other. But like I say, it does happen everywhere, and like I say, it even happens a little bit in Jamaica, but the level the level in which in Ghana is just a little bit different. So yes. Also to number 4. So my 4th reason for choosing Jamaica right now as opposed to Ghana, I like the fact that I like the fact that Jamaica has some form of regulations. So what do I mean by this? Jamaica is a very lax country, and I mean that in the best way possible. It is very chill, it is very easygoing. They say the saying, we're on island time. It is very true. It's very calming, very peaceful. But that doesn't go to say that there aren't regulation. So for example, like in the home buying process, one of the things that I absolutely loved, and I mentioned it in another video, is that during the home buying process, it is actually regulated by lawyers in that sense, where you can't buy a house without having a lawyer. And so what I like about that is it allows you to be able to look over the legalities of what you're purchasing. It allows things to be a little bit more professional, and it allows for less of a chance for anything underhanded to occur. Now, I say all of that to say, put that in comparison a bit to Ghana. So in Ghana, for example, you don't have to have any of those kinds of things. It has been said, and I'm sure you guys have heard it as well, that sometimes land scams, buying land, buying homes and things of that nature, it can end up in you losing a lot of money and not getting what you paid for. So in the instance of my case, I actually am working with a individual who I actually very much trust, very highly recommended, vetted the whole way through. So I had him handling the process of me purchasing my land. We're still not 100%. There are still little things that we do need to tie up, but I trust him, things of that nature, vetted, and I was able to monitor the whole process and get the documents, the proof, and things of that nature. But that is not always the case. That is not always the case. And it's not necessarily easy to be able to see, oh, that person might be jipping me, or oh, this company might be jipping me, or oh, this might be a scam or a fraud or things like that, because Ghana is not necessarily super regulated in that way. I don't know if you guys are also aware, like Ghanaian-borns will also tell you, or Ghanaian-born citizens will also tell you that their government is quite a bit corrupt, and the levels of corruption can go from the smallest to the biggest, like the most innocent members of government, like just police officers, to like the top members of government, you know? So I say all that to say, not all police officers are corrupt, not all members of government are corrupt, but it's not unheard of for corruption in that kind of a way. And so like I say, Jamaica is lax, but there are still some forms of safeguards that you can fall back on. Ghana, like I say, it runs more of a risk right now. Right now, sometimes it runs a little bit more of a risk. So yes, that would be my next reason why. So another reason why I chose to move to Jamaica as opposed to Ghana is actually because I feel that Jamaica is actually a wonderful segue to get used to some of the things that Ghana will be, if that makes sense. So what do I mean by that? I don't know if you guys are aware, but Jamaica is actually called Little Ghana. And it comes from a lot of things. So for starters, the majority of the Ghanaian population is actually Ghanaian. Like that is actually where, you know, they came from during the transatlantic slave trade. So I remember my time there. I found that amazing when some of the Jamaicans were telling me that. I thought that was absolutely amazing. And they were saying how sometimes people think that they are actually like Nigerian because they are quite boisterous and things of that nature, but their ancestry actually comes mostly from Ghana, which I thought was wonderful. So yes, with that being said, a lot of their things that they do are things that are in Ghana, whether it be their food, you know, whether it be their culture, some of the words they use. I was even told too during my time in Jamaica that the patois is actually derivative of Twi, which is, I thought was amazing. I thought that was so cool. So yes, from their language to their food, a lot of the foods they eat are derivative from Ghana. And even like I say, their culture, you know, the way that they dress and things like that can be similar to the roots of Ghana as well. So I thought that was very, very, very interesting. And even also too, when I was telling my boyfriend, because my boyfriend, like I say, is Ghanaian, and I was telling him some of the things that were going on in Jamaica, and he was like, we do that, we do that, we do that, wait a minute, we do that. So that was so cool, because yes, it really is like a direct correlation between Jamaica and Ghana. So another reason why I chose to go to Jamaica is because I think it is actually a good segue to get used to the culture, to get used to the way of life, to get used to some of these things before, like I say, eventually fully committing into going to Ghana. Yes, and lastly, this was more of a personal preference, but like I mentioned in my previous video, another reason why I chose Jamaica over Ghana is because it felt right in my spirit. I do love Ghana, but I did always play with this thing of, is it time for me to go to Ghana now? Like, I know eventually, but right now, is it feeling right? Is it feeling like it's sitting well with me? Is it working? And right now the answer in my spirit was no. Like I say, I love Ghana. I love it for what it is. I take it for what it is. I see the beauty of it for what it is right now. But I don't think it's my time to go there yet. I think that my spirit is looking for a certain thing, and when it meshes with that certain thing in Ghana, I think that I'll know. But right now, like I say, my spirit knows that Jamaica is where I need to be. The vibration of the island meshed with me. Like I said before, it meshed with my nervous system, it meshed with my being. It calms me. I feel at peace. I feel happy. I feel centered. I feel like even I can eventually even make great change in Jamaica, with even, like I say, some of the things that I do want to do in the future, which we will talk about in other videos. But yes, I feel that hope, you know. I feel that pull to Jamaica, and whilst I love Ghana, I don't have that feeling like I do with Jamaica. So yes, those are some of the reasons why I chose Jamaica as opposed to Ghana. Like I say, not a video bashing Ghana. We do love Ghana. I will be there one day in life. But right now, my heart is in the Caribbean. So yes, but I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you guys are planning to move or relocate. Where are you going? Are you going to Africa? Are you going to Ghana? Are you going to Jamaica? Are you going to Nigeria or another Caribbean island? Let me know where you are going and tell me the reasons why you chose. But yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope to see you in the next video. You all be safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.